Not only are the foods modified, tomato, potato, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, almost all the basics are purposely. And as you know, they have a terminator seed now too. Yes. Because farmers can't plant seed, you can't plant seed now unless you buy it from the government. They come up one season and they're gone. Right. They're already modified. Watermelons now, you would see this watermelon. I wouldn't touch a watermelon with no seed. You know what I'm saying? But if you breed, what are you going to breed? You can't call it air anymore. We have chemical sprays being sprayed over 245 major cities in the United States, and all over our planet now is an electronic metal smog. And I can tell you why that's done too. We have these wind towers that they have erected, which are also perpetrating that continuous thing. We have HARP programs, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project. We have ILATA over in Russia, Electrified Atmospheric Discharge. We have ISACAT, European Scattered Radar manipulation. All these things are broadcasting billions, I didn't say millions, combined billions of watts of amperage of ionic electrified air particles into the air. We are breathing now titanium, aluminum, barium, non-human T cells, all kind of other things that's being sprayed from ships that aren't supposed to be there because the government, the FAA, what's this other air, the civil aeronautics thing, nobody knows anything about it. But every day these ships are coming over, spraying all these major cities. So you have metal particulation in your system. You have electrified air, which is poisonous in your system. And then whatever else that they smokestacks and the exhaust from cars are there too. Unless you can clean that out, your body's not only going to age very quickly, the cells are going to deteriorate, and you're not going to function on your heights you should be. That's why most people are walking around I call them comatose, dumbed down, brainwashed, vaccinated, inoculated, and encrypted. Any two of which makes you unusable to a society that's trying to develop. But encrypted is chipped. You go to the wrong, shouldn't even say this on TV. Let's put it away. Wrong lab is making a prosthetic device, whether it be from your teeth or leg, they probably put a chip in. Unless you're very careful. The food you eat is probably encrypted. If you have any vaccinated, you are encrypted. If you're in armed services, you're encrypted. They're trying to control a whole populace, and this is the best way to do it. Anytime anybody invades underneath your skin, 9 times out of 10 now you're encrypted. If you're not encrypted, you're probably mind controlled. There's so much going on now, Doc. I sound like I am psychotic. I'm not. And I'll never say I'm crazy. I'm not. I'm neurotic. My neurosis grows with the psychotic behavior of people and the apathy of people, the ennui of people who don't seem to understand what's going on. That's frightening to me. Because we're a planet trying to come under control. We're a populace, black and white, brown and yellow, that is under mind control, dying right off the bat, being experimented with, and we still don't get it.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto the thy foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. I believe this came out in 1993, if I'm not mistaken. And you could clearly see who is this guy. Is it Alfred Bowen? Well, I don't know. I never got this guy's info, but he was dropping gems back then, showing that everything that the information that we got right now is not new information. It's never been new. A lot of things were hidden in books. A lot of things it was easier access, but it was not easier. But this turnaround of turning this world upside down was not an overnight sensation. It didn't come out just the past 20 years. It's an ongoing, slow, gradually tearing the very essence of everyone into the world that they wanted it to be, which consistently shows that the people that's in power sole purpose is to destroy the majority of the people of the world. All right. And many, many men back then were speaking this truth. And hey, even our apostles and elders, they knew, their teachers knew. They used to teach about these things prior to the internet. What made the internet so special is that the information is so easier to obtain. All right. It was a lot easier to obtain today than it was yesterday. Not to diminish the men back then, but this thing couldn't just be something just for a few people to have. It had to be for the whole world to know and to see. All right. So when the whole world started to know that there would be a shift of the consciousness, which is really the great awakening of the elect. It's not of anybody else, because people, the majority of people in this world fails to realize the surrounding areas because of what? They wasn't trained to know. Okay, real quick, Isaiah 60 and 2, it says, "For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people." And that gross darkness has masked the people. All right, these people are groping in walls, even to this day. Even with all this information, they're still groping. Still thick for them. They can't get their fingers around it, even though it's right there, because the powers that be has done a great number on everybody. All right, Job 10:21. It says, "Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death." A land of darkness, and as a darkness itself of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness. So the light that is in this world is pure dark. So they did a number on everybody to the point where people, the one thing to benefit, no, it's not the one thing, all the things is to benefit the men as a weapon is being weaponized. Your food is being weaponized against you. The air you breathe is being weaponized against you. The water you drink is being weaponized against you. And it even got into your everybody's basic home. Well, your support system, and I was thinking about it too. Not going off subject. I was thinking about it. Kind of it crossed, certain things just kind of hit you. When you were a child, your heroes are not the people that you see on television. Your heroes is your parents, right? Mainly your father. Your father is your parents. Your living legends are your parents, especially when you get family functions and they tell you about your parents and everything like that. You're like, wow, they're like living legends. But with the way this man done it, he used outside forces to overtake that which is in the household. And why does he do that for? So that way the people can follow the people that has. And by following them, you're thinking that this is the way to be. This is how you're supposed to be. This is the means of success. And you look down on your own. This is why they had to take the man out of the household. This is why they had to destroy the nuclear family. Okay, the scriptures tell you, I'm just going to quote it, that if a man has a son, his son is supposed to be like him. Okay, when his son is like him, when he passes away, then the enemy fears that. So here it is, you have all these nations, they have their own laws, their own statutes, but yet they still did not destroy the very planet that we are in. Now they follow Esau. Yep, the so-called white man. And what does he tell them to do? They just follow suit. And when they follow, they destroy the very thing that they are a part of. This is this is self-suicide for the majority of everybody in the world. Who does that? Who destroys the very planet that they are in? Just to prove a point, to get rid of the majority of their people. Only the devil. Revelations 11:18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come." Why the nations are angry? Because everything I just made a statement of is coming to fruition. He just made mention of all the people that's in this position of power. And why are they doing the things that they're doing? because only a handful, well, not now, these elites have raised up and made people be in a suicidal thought process. But the wrath of the Lord is coming to all, okay? All these nations. It says in the time of the dead that they should be judged. And that did sorry, and that did thou and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great. And that reward is salvation. Because of these wrongful doings, all these nations are gonna have to pay. All right? Small and great, and should have destroyed them which destroyeth the earth. So Esau, those that's people that's in position of power to make change, to usurp what the Lord have done. The Lord create life, they redesign it, patent it, and say, nope, this is ours. They're gonna have to pay for that. Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. So the earth itself is in the position, is in the mourning state. Because this is not what it was intended to be built for. It was intended to be built and to aid man. Second Ezra 4, I believe it's 25. I hope I'm right because I haven't read it in a while. Nope. Oh, Second Ezra, Slovakia. Huh. Boom. All right. Let me just get it because it's 24. I was right there. No. 26. Yeah, I was right. I was right in the neighborhood. Second Ezra 4:26. Then answered he me and said, the more that searchest, the more that shall marvel, for the world hasten fast to pass away. Why? Because of the evil that's in this world. And it's going to explain it. It says, and I cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou hast asked me, I will tell thee. For evil is sown, but destruction thereof is not yet come. And if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So all this stuff, it has to happen in order for the kingdom to flourish. So the earth itself has to be mourning. It has to fade away because the cancer of the world, all right, that corrupted everybody. We got to understand this whole secret society, it was only a handful of individuals that poisoned the minds of the people. Their influence has completely destroyed people for their own benefit. Your own benefit, people have literally destroyed themselves. All right. And for what? For of finances? There's no earth if there's no money if there's no finances. There's no value of anything when everything was granted for free. So greed, this devil has worked the minds of all the people, but all that was for what? So this world could be turned upside down. So when the Lord Yahweh Shai comes back, he has to turn the world right side up. And people was really gonna appreciate that, what they was here for. Because I remember looking through it, if you see, I forgot who it was, me and brother Malak, like a Malak Amuff, and was I think he looked it up. But when you look at how watermelons and all these different fruits that we're accustomed to see and how they originally look, they were all genetically modified. All of it. And the stuff that we're eating creates more mucus and more damage to the body than anything else. Because these nations already been selling the people out short, all because of who they watching. All right. And it says the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the habitations, no, under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. And one of the main laws is what? Is the land Sabbath. All right. That's a major violation that all these nations are guilty of. And mainly because the people that's in the position of power. All right. They put finances before health. They put um, things that doesn't matter before things that does matter. This is why the people of the nations are going to be angry, because nobody signed up for this shit. But then again, everybody did sign up for this shit. All right. By doing wickedness, there's a recompense. There's a payment for all the wickedness that's been done. And it says, change the ordinances is the order that the Lord established. They changed it. All right. And broken the everlasting covenant. To maintain home, to maintain your land, it shouldn't be a burdensome. When that whole thing that took place, what, 6 years ago, there was putting things in, there was telling everybody to stay inside while they propped up certain things that was actually causing more devastation than anybody can ever imagine. And all for the idea of convenience. So, because of that convenience, laws would change, things would change, made everybody's life more miserable. The earth, the very earth we in, has to have in harmony the inhabitants of it. If the inhabitants is not in harmony with the earth, then the earth is something got to go. This is what the earth itself is in mourning, hasten to pass away. So therefore have the curse devoured the earth. What is that curse? The destruction. It's going to devour this earth. It's going to make the earth empty, which is his ICBM nuclear missiles. What the Lord put in the plan, in the minds of these scientists, the splitting of the atom was the ultimate end game to destroy the people that's in position of power. All right, the great equalizer, and they did the thing because they thought it was about a scare tactic, power over others. But now the Lord is allowing all the other nations to have, so they could set this one particular area that we all dealt on living, the land Babylon the Great, to be smoke. And once this place go, then the reshaping of the very planet that we are in is going to be taken in full, and it's going to be back to its Eden state. But it has to, all this wickedness has to take place. It says, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left. So everything that's in the land of America, Babylon the Great, will be destroyed, will be annihilated. No souls are going to make it out of here. Point blank, period. Only people that's going to make it out is the elect of the nation of Israel. That's the only ones. As far as the rest of the world goes, we don't know how people are going to die. Probably from nuclear winter, the fallout. All right. Scripture talks about wormwood, the bitter waters. How long the elites is going to be underground, we don't know. All right. When the earth re-terraform itself, but all this has to take place in order for the Lord to turn everything where it's supposed to be. So is it when you it's crazy. So everything that we seen today was nothing new. It was happening in the 90s. That's what Apostle Ricard would say. They call it a generation of kids, GMO babies, because they was born breeding under the GMOs. And now the very food that everybody's eating, we don't know if it's real, if it's fake. And we just pray that the Lord have mercy on us, because there's a lot of wickedness is taking place. So with that being said, sign real quick to the Spirit, Shalom, to the elect of the nation, Shalom.